Hey YouTube, welcome back. Welcome. Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope you are doing really well and that you can hear me loud and clear. I have some African relaxation music playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but I hope it's not too loud. Anyway, my name is Deborah Sawyer. I do all things non-conformism when it comes to my lifestyle, well-being, my style, my unique fashion style or sense of style, and of course, my second set of Freeform Locs. They are coming along. So, next month is my birthday. I am a Sagittarius or Sagittarian. Is it Sagittarius? Let me know. What do you say if you are a Sagittarius? Do you just say Sagittarius or Sagittarian? I don't know. But anyway, yes, I'm a SAGI, born on the 28th of November. I'll be 48 on 28th. The 28th, I'll be 48. All right, anyway, that's that. So yeah, I like to do all things non-conformism when it comes to my life and all of that good stuff. So in today's video, I have 3 key points I would like to cover. I think it's going to be a long one today, so let's just get straight into it. The first thing I want to say is this. The word or the phrase thank you actually doesn't do justice to what I'm about to say, but I'll say it. Thank you so much for your support and love in this community on this channel. I appreciate it so very much. It means the world to me, and yes, it really does mean the world to me. So just grateful for the support on my very humble channel here, and I see you. Thank you so much. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about, and this is a bit of a story, but this is for specifically for the gentlemen and also for the ladies as well. So typically on my birthday, years ago, I used to take myself away for the day, like some of us do. And I will book myself a massage session and have a full body massage. And then after that, I will probably go get something to eat just by myself. I just used to like spending the day by myself, and I miss doing that. Once I started having kids, became a wife and all of that stuff, it just went out the window. But anyway, I decided about a month ago, I was just feeling lethargic, and I just needed something. So I booked myself an aromatherapy session. Let me tell you, friends, it was the best. It was the best. The lady is a connoisseur when it comes to aromatherapy and essential oils. Now, I love essential oils. I've been using essential oils for years, but she is the guru. And so I booked to have a session with her. I had to travel into London because I don't live in London. I live just outside London. So I had to travel into a place called Brixton. And so I got there. I pondered between whether I should drive or if I should take the train, because I knew I'd be very relaxed when I finish, and I really didn't want to fall asleep at the wheel. But I was good. I was fine. So I drove about an hour, 20 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. And when I got there, I had a parking space because she lives in a gated area. And Brixton is not very good when it comes to public parking. It's very difficult to park anywhere in London these days. You're best taking public transport. But she lives in a gated community, so she had a parking space. So I just parked in there, had my session. And after my session, she said to me, what are you going to be doing? I said, I'd like to go into Brixton Indoor Market. Now, let me tell you this. You know when somebody has worked on your body, you know when you are making bread or you've seen someone make bread and they just knead the bread like that, they keep going like that, right? just to make sure that everything is incorporated into the bread. And I'm sure it's part of the baking process. She worked on my body, from my feet, my toes, my calves, my shin, my thighs, my knee, my butt, my back, my neck. I could almost say to her, can you just give me a massage also on my titties? Everything. She worked on everything. And I think 3 days after, I was still feeling, you know, when you have done some rigorous amount of maybe gardening or cleaning that you've not done in a long time, and you work parts of your body, and you wake up, you feel this painful, nice ache. I don't know how to describe it. It's not pain, but it's sore, but it's nice. You know, you just wake up in the morning and go, ooh. That's how I felt. And I can still smell the aromatherapy as well on some of my clothes and my jacket. But anyway, when I finished, I decided I wasn't going to jump in my car. I'd leave my car and walk up to where the indoor market is, because there's no parking around there. I washed my hair in the morning, so my hair was still a bit wet. And as I stepped out onto the street, the rain came down. It was so heavy. I didn't have a brolly or an umbrella, and I was quite happy that I didn't have one, because I wanted the rain to get into my hair anyway. Talking about washing my hair, I washed my hair this morning, and I still feel like I have a little bit of residue of soap at the end, so I might rinse it out this evening. But it's coming along nicely, so I'll do a proper video for you later on, probably next month or so. But look at it, you know. And once you kind of move it, it just does the... You see it? You see her? Anyway, I went into Brixton Market, and I walked there, and the rain came down, and it was perfectly fine. I was just enjoying the rain. And I went into the indoor market, and Brixton is known to be an area that has a kaleidoscope of cultures, a huge variety of cultures. But one of the biggest people who live in Brixton are those from the Caribbean islands. Most of them would be maybe second generation now, might be still first generation of those who came through Windrush. Okay, so it's got a high concentration of Caribbeans, but the area has also become a bit gentrified as well. I love the indoor market. Anyway, got into the indoor market, and they sell everything from South American fruits, veg, fresh fish, Caribbean fruits and vegetables, African fruits, vegetables, African artifacts, just different things, just a whole host of different things, incense, crystals, you name it, clothes, you know, everything. I love going in there. So I wanted to make myself a pot of Caribbean soup, like kind of Untitled soup, no meat or animal products in it, just some green bananas, green plantain, or green plantain, as my Caribbeans say, you know, cocoa yam, dashing, or yellow yam, pumpkin, you know, fresh thyme, you just name it, everything I wanted to be in that pot of soup. So I went there and I bought some stuff. And I was standing at this stall, and the stall basically might have been about this big, maybe a bit bigger than, okay, let's say about this big, right? And the way the stores are laid out there is you have a small shop, you have a small shop, and outside your shop, you just lay out all your goods and your foods and your products around it. So when I arrived at this store where I thought this is where I'd like to buy my stuff from, because I look around and see where are the older ladies buying stuff from. If a stall is quite busy, I'm thinking they've got some good stuff. So there was a couple of older ladies, probably old enough to be my mom, probably a grandma. They were being served. So when I got to the stall, I just waited for them to be served and for the young man serving in the shop to finish with them. And as I was standing there, out of the blue came a guy, a man, and just plunked himself right in front of me. I'm sure he could see that we were waiting. So I was waiting for the two ladies that were being served at the same time. and then it was my turn, and then anybody else behind me. So he came, barged in, and picked up some fruits, some small green fruits. And he was drawing the attention of the stall owner from the ladies, you know, asking how much is this, da 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 da. And in my head, I'm analyzing this, thinking, how rude, you know, you should at least know that we're waiting. And I almost said, hey brother, in a nice way, I'll never be rude, but I wanted to say, hey brother, you know, some of us are waiting here. But I was just in such a relaxed mood. I was just like, I can't be bothered. So anyway, he picked up what he wanted, and I had to step back because he was right bang standing in front of me, but he was backing me. So he didn't look behind to see how close he was to me. So I stepped back, took a few steps back, just so that he doesn't step on me. And then he went in the shop, and then he paid. The stall holder finished with the two ladies. He went in and paid. And then, of course, he turned around. And then he saw me. So I was picking up my bits, just figuring out what I wanted. And I looked up, and we made eye contact. And then he goes like this. He mimes the words, and he says, I like your hair. So I go, thank you. I didn't mind my words. I just spoke up. Now, I was going to wrap my hair on that day, but because I was going to see the aromatherapist and I just washed my hair, there was no point in wrapping my hair. So I left my hair open, uncovered. And I have to say, there are some times where I just don't feel like showing my hair. I'm just not feeling it. Some days I just don't feel it. I just like, oh, I'm just not feeling it. And that was one of those days I wasn't feeling it. But it's so funny how the universe works. And so he said to me, I like your hair. So I said, thanks. And then he said it a second time, I really like your hair. You know, again, miming it. And I just said, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then he mimed, and I think it was because the two ladies were still kind of hovering around. Maybe he didn't want to offend anyone. And then he said, oh, you know what? Would love to see more of our women rocking their natural hair. We don't see enough of it. And boom. I said to myself, that is it. I want to say, I don't know who the gentleman is, but I want to say thank you to our brothers who support us in us going back to our roots and doing it the natural way. I certainly am one of the odd ones out because I have been natural for most of my life. I'd say I had about 7 years between the ages of 18 and 25 when I permed my hair. I had my first perm about 18 years of age. And then I chopped it all off and went natural when I was 25. And I'm almost 47. And so from age 0 to 18, all natural. But it's a breath of fresh air when our brothers appreciate and tell us that, you know, we should do more of it. They'd like to see more of it. It helps with increasing the level of confidence that we should already have. And so, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is to say thank you to our brothers who support us. And also for the ladies, maybe you're watching my video right now, or you are on my channel and you're thinking, I want to go natural. Not even locking, not even free-forming, not even semi-free-forming, none of that. You just want to go natural. Go natural. Go for it. Go for it. The world will continue. Go for it. You obviously have to be prepared mentally if you are not used to rocking your natural hair. But I have had any type of natural hair you can think of, from the big afro to the small afro to the tapered cut to the shaved head to the bald, complete bald head, to being, you know, assumptions being made that, you know, I'm this sexuality or that sexuality, and it's just something that I like to do. My hairstyle shouldn't determine my sexuality. Just nothing. I don't get that. You know, to locking my hair up about 6 years ago for about 2 years, to chopping it all off, to growing it out again, to locking it up. This might not be the end of it. This might be, you know, just do what you have to do. But here's the thing about natural hair. There is something about rocking the natural hair as women, as sisters, people that look like me. It just draws out that beauty that we already have inside, but it brings it out to the surface. So if you want to go natural, go natural. Now, whilst the brother and I were talking, of course, he did a little bit of flirting. That wasn't my thing, but I was polite and all of that. We exchanged names, what's your name? What's your name? And all of that. Then we got into the conversation about life and he mentioned something about, the world we're living in is so strange right now and all of that. And I said, yeah. And so he asked me where I was from. I said, I'm originally from Nigeria, even though I was born here. And he said he was from, I think, Grenada, Guyana. No, Guyana. I think he's from Guyana. I remember that because my childminder the kid's childminder when they were young is from Guyana. And he said he's from Guyana. And also he was born here. He left, grew up in Guyana, came back. So we started talking and then I got into the conversation of saying to him that there are some changes that I'm about to make in my life, some drastic changes. And so I won't go into that right now. But of course, this leads me on to point 3. And point 3 is that I have decided to set up a Patreon community. And simply because I am a forward-thinking woman, I run other businesses offering financial education. That is the business that I do. This channel you're watching me on is something I do for relaxation, for fun. But who knows where it will go to? I see it picking up, and who knows? But my passion, my real passion and vision is financial education for kids and African market women. That is my passion. That is what I live and breathe. So anyway, I was talking to him about a change, an upcoming change. And so with that knowledge, plus the fact that this change in my life is going to put me in a different environment, I preempted what would happen. And I know what would happen would be that there's going to be some of you and some new people that will join us who would ask me very, very personal questions, and they want answers to their questions. And what I don't want to do is have tons of questions asked of me and I don't answer them. I hate it when I ask a question of someone and they don't answer my question. And so I don't want anyone in my community to feel like, oh, she's reached a certain point or she's somewhere now she can't answer questions. I don't want that to happen. Also bearing in mind, I am a one-woman band. I do everything myself. I do my own videos. I edit everything I do by myself. And I have a couple of businesses I run as well. So based on research that I've done through YouTube, other social media platforms, seeing what other people have gone through and experienced, and the kind of questions their community asks them, I thought, you know what, Deborah, set yourself up now before things change. And I was hoping that in about a week's time, I'll be able to fully give you more details about the change that is, about to take place or that has taken place. But in good time, it's coming. The COVID-19 is playing havoc on so many things as far as our lives are concerned. So I anticipate that before the year ends, I will be able to spill the beans on this. Now, one of my friends who is also a YouTuber, but she's also a good friend of mine, already knows. So she probably will see this video. So my good friend MAZZ Naturals, you can check her out. She is also a lock wearer. She does a fashion, fitness, faith on her channel. It's MAZZ Naturals. I'll put her details in the description box somewhere so that if you want to check her out as well, you can. And she knows. So MAZZ, if you watch it, keep mum about it. All shall be revealed later. I know MAZZ won't say anything anyway. But anyway, so I decided to set up the Patreon. And the Patreon is going to be 5 levels. And I promise you, you will like it. I'm not one of those YouTubers who just creates content for the sake of creating content. I do sit down and I think about the content I want to create. And actually, I journal my content as well. So I tend to spend some time. I have another journal. But I tend to spend time writing down what I want to talk about. And then I look at it again. And then I ask myself questions as to, is this good, insightful content? And sometimes I don't post them. I just rub them out and say, nah, I'll do something else. So I know that you would enjoy the the new content that is going to be coming through. Now, as far as non-conformism is concerned on this channel, it will continue. My Freeform Locs, live fitness, all of that will continue. But there is another aspect that is changing in my life, and the two can run alongside each other, but I do want there to be a separation as well. It's quite niche, so I want there to be a separation, especially if those of you who have come to this channel now came specifically for the Freeform Locs. I don't want you to feel bombarded with the extra bit that I have, and I want to continue to be able to provide you with content that you are already familiar with. And I'm sure when you hear the new content that I have for you, it probably will perk your ears up a little bit as well. Okay, so there are 5 levels to the Patreon, but I won't go into any more than that. I've set it all up last week, I think, and there is the 5 tiers go from $5.99, which is £5.99, because I live in the UK, so we use the pounds, but it will convert to your own local currency. £5.99 a month, all the way up to £100 per month. And of course, the £100 package is a lot more jam-packed, so it has everything else plus the 5th package. Okay, so what I haven't done on my Patreon is I haven't done the intro video yet, and I'm still pondering whether I want to do the video now or do it just before the change happens or do it just after the change happens. So I'm still kind of playing around with it. I'll put the link to the Patreon in the description box. So right now, you don't really need to do anything. You don't need to sign up for anything as far as the Patreon is concerned. But I'm just putting the word out there. But once it's live, I have launched it. I have put all the descriptions in. I have put some profile pictures for each tier. I've done everything I need to do with it. I just need to do the Patreon intro video. And sometimes they say you don't even need the video, but I like to be well organized, so I do want to do one, just to explain my thinking behind it and go into a bit more details for those who will be signing up. There's nothing worse than expecting people to sign up for something and you don't explain the reasoning behind it. So that's what I will do. All right, so that pretty much concludes this video for today. I'll see if I can insert a clip of my ital soup I made. You know, this whole story I told you about, going to Brixton Market. It was so nice. The soup was so nice because when I made it, the day I made it, I had 3 bowls back to back. I had 1 bowl and then I was not full. I went back for a second bowl and then I was like, oh, this tastes nice. I went back for a 3rd bowl, and that was last week. I cooked it last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, and I just finished it today because immediately I finished cooking it, it cooled down, I put it in the fridge and it lasted. So I had pumpkin, I made dumplings, I had yellow yam, I had green plantain, I had scotch bonnet in there, I had thyme, I had coconut oil, I had nutritional yeast, I had onions, garlic, I had leek in there. What else did I have? I had fresh turmeric. I didn't put ginger in there. Of course, water. It was just, it was yum. All right, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all so very much. I hope you're keeping well. Let me know in the comment box how life is where you are. How is it? How is it? I don't know. I just look at life and I'm like, I'm grateful. I am so grateful, for breath. For breath. I am grateful. And sometimes I just say, has 2020 even started? Have we started 2020? When is it starting? Are we going to start? Are we just going to be able to scratch it? Or should we just say, let's move to 2021? But I'm not ready to move to 2021 yet because I haven't even had 2020 start yet. All right, then. Anyway, I shall see you all. Thank you so much for the love, for the support. Keep sharing. Oh, that's the thing. I want to say thank you as well for sharing, because I didn't realize that my friends in this community that you have been sharing. I know I haven't shared the videos, but someone's been sharing, so thank you so much for sharing. The stat says you're sharing, so thank you so much. Yes, keep subscribing, keep liking. It helps to grow the community, and it gives me more oomph and, you know, the vavavoom to keep bringing you content. All right, until next time, I'll see you all. Ciao.